Hi, and welcome back to Lizard Studios. Today we have a wonderful class because we are going to be adding color on a face to make it look more realistic. We're going to be adding that color to our charcoal face that we did last time, okay? So you have two choices. You have the choice of keeping your drawing as you made it last week and making another drawing for today to add color. This is your choice, but I am going to teach you how to add color to your original work of art. Okay, so to do our lesson for today, we need to get some materials out and on the table. So today we are going to be using chalk. You know the chalk that you have at your school for your chalkboard? Well, it comes in different colors and I have some here to show you, but I'm not going to be using this one because you could also buy chalk in a box, okay, at different art stores, and it comes in many more colors, okay? So this is the one that I'm going to be using today. But if you don't have the chalk that I buy, you could also use the other chalk from your classroom chalkboard, okay? So you could find it anywhere. I'm also going to use the rubber, you know, the rubber that I showed you that was really mushy and like blue tack. Well, it's not blue tack, it's a rubber, and it's really good to use, okay? So we're going to be using that. A napkin, okay, so you could clean your fingers, and that's it. That's pretty much everything that we need. And all we have to do is pay attention to see exactly the colors in our faces, okay? So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do today is start with the color of the face, okay? Even though we think that there's one color in the face, there are actually many colors in the face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all these colors that are like face colors, okay, here. And I am going to start with this pinkish color, okay? Now you can make your face any type you want. You can make it like a black face, like a person that has darker colors. You can make that face too. I'm gonna use this one and then I'm gonna start putting darker colors on it, okay? So I use the side of my chalk here, okay, to start giving it some color. I go around the top of the eye, as you see, and with the point, I go around the eyelid, like towards the back, okay? And I just go around. Now, why do I go around? Because this is like a circle right here in the eyes. So like you have a circle, we go in circular form, okay? We make like circles around the eye, okay? If you have your charcoal, your black charcoal around, keep it around too because we're gonna use it again at the end, all right? So just watch as I fill up the face. See, I have to go, for example, in the nose, you go down like this, okay? And in the forehead, you go around like this. Just putting the color in there, okay? And in the cheeks, you just go down, and here you go up, okay? So just like if you were giving your face a massage. And we're going to put the color all over the face. We always start with lighter colors and then we add the darker colors, okay? So see, I am not completely filling everything up because now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and finish it with my fingers, okay? Here in the neck also. See? Okay. I'm just gonna stay up to here and I'm not gonna do anymore. Okay? There we go. So I'm gonna put this down, okay? And I'm gonna take my finger and look what I do. I'm just gonna go make it even, but I'm gonna go down on the nose, see, like this. And side here on the eyes, being very careful. If I need to erase something out because I made a mistake, then I take my rubber and I take that out, you see? Just like that. Okay, remember that we're gonna use the black charcoal again later on, all right? So all I'm doing is making, remember that shadow that I was making around the eye? Okay. I'm just making this even and smooth. On the lips too. Around the eyes, on the neck. Around here. Not on this side because it has to be dark, okay? And now I am almost finished, okay? I clean my finger. Now we're gonna see, like I told you before, with the charcoal, that there are shadows around the eyes. Well, I'm gonna take a darker color, okay? I'm gonna take this darker color, and I'm gonna start making some shadows around the eye. Around the head. See, it's a little bit darker because the hair creates like shadows. And then below our cheeks and around our face. See? So look at this. With my finger, I start putting those colors all around here and also on the lips. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do next is take that black chalk, okay? Or I'm gonna take the charcoal that I had before. Okay, my thin charcoal right here. Okay, and I'm gonna go back, all right? So, for example, I go back and I start doing all over. On top of the color, I start doing the little pieces of hair, you see? So you're not losing actually your drawing, you're just making it better, okay? And then we're gonna go back into the eyes and do the same thing. We're gonna do the eyelashes right here, okay? We're gonna do all of this again. And we wanna give the eye some color. So for example, here, I wanna make these eyes what color? Let's see, like a dark brown color, maybe? Or let's put a green in it. Like my eyes, let's see how it comes out. So you're gonna go ahead and put some green on it, just like here, like that. This is some dark green. Or you can make them blue, or whatever color you want, okay? And once you have the color in there, you go back with your charcoal. You make the outside of the eye. Okay, that little line that you need outside. And then you make the inside iris again, and those little lines that I told you to make all around to make it look more natural. All right, then you go back. You could turn your drawing around like this to make those lines a little bit darker, okay? There we go. And then you just make the lines a little bit darker, for example, around your nose, like that, okay? In the mouth, only at the bottom, maybe at the top a little bit, just like that to make it. And then you could always use your finger, okay, to rub out a little bit too, okay? So that's the way you put the color on the face. The next thing you have to do is on the hair. What color are you gonna give the hair? Is it gonna be brown? Is it gonna be dark? Let's make it, I'm gonna put a little bit of purplish on this hair. Always give it a little bit of color, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit purplish. Like if she had a little bit of purple in her hair, like purple highlights. Why not? And then I'm gonna make the rest brown, dark brown. And now I'm gonna take my brown color, okay? And I am going to make her hair kind of brown. So I'm gonna make those wavy lines that we made before, that I made before. Okay. You guys could practice, you know, after you make the first drawing, you could practice in your sketchbooks, okay? And you could practice making more different face shapes and more different eye shapes and more portraits, okay? So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna put a little bit of black lines also, okay, because I like her hair to be dark also. Okay, and now with my finger I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go like I did in last class, see? And this makes it seem like all the colors there, but then you see highlights too. Highlights is when the light hits your hair and then you see something lighter. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we have the highlights. My finger is all like this, so I'm gonna just use it to make a little shadow here. Okay, and clean it. So you clean your finger. And now you take your charcoal again and you start making those wavy lines, the thin ones. Okay, around her hair. Okay, and then you make also her face. And now she's gonna have there a purple highlight, which is really cool to have some type of color also in your hair. Okay. There we go. Okay. Blow the charcoal out. Okay. And now we have the portrait that we wanted to get with charcoal, something that looks more realistic, that we have done with charcoal and with chalk, because you could also use like the normal chalk from your school. For example, this one is from the chalkboard, and what you do at the end is you take, see, a little lighter chalk like this one. You could use this one or you could use the ones from here, okay? But see, you make more highlights. For example, this one's red, but this is giving it some highlights. Also, you could use this for the lips to give it a little bit of that color. Only on the bottom of the lips like this, see? Or at the top of the lips, in the middle of the lips, you could give it a little bit more color. If you want to give it a little bit more blush, like on the cheeks, you could also use that chalk and give it a little bit more color, just like this, see? And like that you have a little bit more pink on the cheeks, okay? You could use any chalk that you want, guys. Now, to finish our work, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take a color, maybe orange. I'm gonna take this orange, okay? This is like the chalk from your school. And with the side, I'm just gonna make like a background all around her, okay? Or him, you know, whatever you're making. If you're making a boy, okay? And I am just going to put some color all around, like this. You can take any color you want. And then with your fingers, you just go around in circles, and that gives it a little bit more of a finished feel to your portrait, okay? See, just like that. Maybe down here too. It's okay, all right? And what you could do when you have finished this is take the purple paper and you could just frame it. See how I put a little purple highlight? If you put a purple paper right behind it, the highlight is gonna show up more, okay? So you could take a purple paper, you could glue it right here to kind of like frame your portrait, okay? And that will really be really nice when you hang it up in your school, or when you put it away, or when you give it to somebody, okay? They're gonna be able to see that highlight a little bit more, okay? So now, to keep this down and for it not to rub off, because chalk and charcoal rub off, what you need to do is take a hairspray. Yes, hairspray that they use at the hair salons. And what you do is you spray it with the hairspray. You just take it like this, and from far away you spray it with the hairspray. Or there's also sprays that are special and they are sold at art supply stores that you could also spray with, and then that stays on the paper and you could hang it up or you could do anything with it, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you have a wonderful time this week. I hope you do this lesson again with other face shapes and hair shapes and eye and mouth shapes, okay? And you just practice and practice and practice, because practice makes better, okay? I'll see you next week with another amazing project. Bye bye.